Silver Ferns edged by Australian Diamonds in physical Constellation Cup opener. Silver Ferns edged by Australian Diamonds in physical Constellation Cup opener. Australian Diamonds win Constellation Cup opener 57-54 over the Silver Ferns. The Silver Ferns have been undone by their own mistakes, and fallen behind the Australian Diamonds in the Constellation Cup. They went down 57-54 at Spark Arena in Auckland on Thursday night in the series opener, after failing to take their chances when the game was in the balance, as it was for most of the final quarter. "There were just too many personal errors," said Ferns coach Janine Southby, at the end of a match where both teams left everything out on court. Diamond shooter Caitlin Bassett hauls the ball in. "We were guilty of not doing what we talked about in the game plan and then panicking a little bit at times. We had times to push it back right through the match and were guilty of some soft turnovers at critical times, so there's some work for us in that space. A win at home would have been the perfect start to the series for the Ferns, who are seeking their first triumph in the annual series since 2012. Silver Ferns wing attack Gina Crampton catches a pass. But they are now 1-0 down with 3 tests to play, and will need to dust themselves off fast, with the second match in Christchurch on Sunday. With Thursday's defeat, the Ferns have lost 8 of their last 9 tests against Australia on home soil, and they will need to change that next time out, if they are to give themselves a proper chance of winning the series. The Diamonds built a 4-goal lead by the midway point of the first quarter, and that was where it stayed for most of the match, with the Ferns pulling it back whenever their opponents threatened to pull away. Silver Ferns shooter Maria Tuteaya gathers the ball. 4 goals was where it stood at the end of each of the first 3 spells, but as the final period began, the Ferns upped their defensive pressure, and pulled within 1, though that would be as close as it got. There was plenty of physical play from both sides, and the umpires were kept busy, as the Ferns racked up 76 penalties and the Diamonds 70. Ferns captain Katrina Grant said there was plenty of intensity throughout. Mid-quarters Gabi Simpson and Shannon Francois contest the ball. "It was a tough game out there. I actually think the intensity was higher than in Invercargill, where the Ferns won 57-47 last time the two teams met. We've got another test on Sunday. We need to learn from this and push through." In Invercargill, a key feature in the Ferns win was the work Kelly Jury did defensively on Diamond shooter Caitlin Bassett, forcing her to be benched, but in Auckland, it was Jury who was benched, and Bassett who bounced back, finishing with 39 goals from 43 attempts. The Ferns relied heavily on Bailey's athleticism early, especially when they got stuck at the attacking end of the court, which was a common sight. Swapped with Maria Tuteaya as the second quarter began, going out to goal attack, but it was only really in the final quarter that Tuteaya's shooting came to the fore. Down 8 as halftime approached, Southby made 2 big changes in her defensive ranks, introducing Kayla Cullen at wing defense for Sam Sinclair, who later returned at centre, and Tamaliza Fikahikata at goalkeep for Jury. That gave the Ferns a bit more dynamism at that end of the court, and Fikahikata made several big plays down the stretch, as the team as a whole lifted their defensive effort. But she also gives away 11 centimeters to Bassett, which might make it a difficult matchup for her to win over the course of 60 minutes. As they move on to Christchurch, in the second match of the series, the Ferns will look to build off their strong final quarter, where they came within 1 goal 3 times, but couldn't break through. Australian Diamonds 57, Bassett 39-43, Pettit 10-14, Wood 8/8, Silver Ferns 54, Ms 23-23, Tutea 31-37.